This is a huge dilemma for the Vikings. Should they keep Byron Murphy Jr., who had an incredible season and is now seeking a $1 million contract, or free up cap space to strengthen other areas? If the Vikings really want to keep him, they'll have to open their checkbook. But with other CBs also hitting free agency, the priority might be reinforcing the secondary in a more cost-effective way. So, is Murphy worth the heavy investment, or should the team look for other options on the market? What do you think the Vikings should do? Before the start of the 2024 season, the Minnesota Vikings passed on the chance to sign Byron Murphy Jr. for an affordable price. The decision to keep or let him go will be crucial for the future of the Vikings defense. If the Vikings decide to extend his contract, they'll need to make salary cap adjustments to accommodate the significant raise he's seeking. With hefty contracts already in place, like those of Justin Jefferson and Christian Darrisaw, keeping Murphy could mean less flexibility to strengthen other areas of the roster. On the other hand, if the team lets him walk, they'll need to find a worthy replacement in free agency or the draft. Elite cornerbacks are highly valued in the NFL, and losing Murphy could weaken the defense against the powerful offenses in the NFC North. The Vikings also have other secondary players hitting free agency, making this decision even more complicated. If they invest in Murphy, they might end up leaving other roster spots exposed. However, a high-value contract for Murphy could be justified by his impact in the 2024 season. Not only did he lead all cornerbacks in interceptions, but he was also one of the team's most consistent defenders. The Vikings' defense showed improvement under defensive coordinator Brian Flores, and keeping Murphy could ensure continuity. The team needs to evaluate whether Murphy is a long-term defensive pillar or if they should pursue more affordable alternatives. The 2025 draft could be an option, with several emerging talents at the cornerback position. However, relying solely on rookies to reinforce the secondary could be risky. Another option would be targeting an experienced veteran in free agency at a more reasonable price. This year's free agent market may offer viable alternatives for the Vikings if they choose not to pay Murphy. The decision may also depend on the performance of other defensive players and movements within the division. Rivals in the NFC North, such as the Lions and Packers, are strengthening their offenses, making the cornerback position even more crucial. Time is running out, and the Vikings must make a decision soon to avoid losing Murphy without compensation. If they can negotiate a fair deal, keeping Murphy could be a great move for the team. In the coming months, Vikings fans will be watching closely to see which direction the franchise takes. Now, after a Pro Bowl campaign, the cornerback is seeking a much larger contract. In June, Darren Wolfson of KSTP revealed that Murphy asked his agent to close a deal with the Vikings. He wants to stay here for the rest of his career. That's how much Byron Murphy loves being a Viking, Wolfson said. He mentioned a conversation he had with Murphy during mandatory minicamp. According to Wolfson, Murphy asked his agent to begin extension talks with the Vikings before the season started. However, no deal was reached between the parties. The Vikings had other priorities in the offseason, including long-term contracts for Justin Jefferson and Christian Darrisaw. Now, Murphy is seeking a significant pay raise. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, the cornerback wants a substantial increase compared to his previous contract. His last deal with the Vikings was a 2-year, $17.5 million contract. After a dominant season, Murphy believes he has earned a more lucrative deal. Pro Football Focus, PFF, projected that he could land a 3-year, $52 million contract. Murphy led all NFL cornerbacks with 6 interceptions in 2024. With that performance, he could demand an annual salary of approximately $17.3 million. That's nearly double what he earned on his previous contract. Besides Murphy, the Vikings have 2 other starting cornerbacks entering free agency. The franchise will need to decide how to reinforce its secondary next season. If they want to keep Murphy, they'll have to invest heavily in his new contract. The Vikings now face a tough decision about the future of their defense.